Okay, so I feel like I need to. I'm not gonna make a big segment out of it, a spectacle out of it, even though that's the way these nerds, nerdish marks on Twitter especially like to make. But I'm just making it, pretty clear. I mean, you have to be, if you're not even well enough. Like this whole story, even like what this whole story with Vince should already tell you that. But like I said before, that he's not this, that he does not have this personality of where he's 24/7 or at all, because he's not. You might like seeing, you have kids, young boys, or just whoever look up to him and think that he's all candies and sweets and butters, and when that's clear, it's a clear indication, especially with this story and the way he's betrayed himself in interviews. As long as he put himself in the public, the way he's put himself in the public eye for the longest, like you have to be, like your brain has to be completely turned off. Like I'm serious, you have to be completely mentally challenged or just have dementia if you think that he's not the person beyond his many masks, because he's Vince McMahon and he's showing you, and yeah, he's pretty blatantly told and shown the rest of the community that he's purely evil, and that he can do whatever the fuck he wants at any turn. So I just had to let that be known for a minute. But I'm back with part two, and I felt like, I dived into the initial, like speaking of it, but I didn't really touch basis and really dig deep about it. Just really having a discussion with it. So we gotta take a quick dive. Let's get it. Let's all come together into the cosmic chamber, and really talk about this. But like I said, I know I said that I think that it looks, because it looks like on paper that they may have. It looks like that they put Stephanie in that position role, and I felt like for like the last because it looks like on paper that they put Stephanie in the role which one you think she is. When that's not. I know, especially me. I know I'm one of the ones that know that Vince only makes moves. Yeah, he makes moves in in extreme and smooth fashion, and he wants to, just like very much like the media in Hollywood, like they want to make you believe they put it in a public, or they put it in plain sight to make you want to feel like that whatever they're telling you is the truth. Like, come on, like you got to be smarter. Come on. But yeah, that's it's a whole PR thing. Stephanie being in the role because she doesn't even want to be there regardless right now, and considering what Vince has done to her husband, Triple H, with that happening, and with the whole NXT and AEW war. So I'm pretty sure that has to do with it as well. So she didn't want to be in there in the first place, and because you gotta think, because look at what they've done to her too. Because I tried to touch on it, but I just got bombarded and a lot of other stuff. But if you look at what they've done to her, especially just from the articles, just reading about it, because like I said too, I know also they initially, probably for a decade, she was not with. She pretty much doesn't think like her father, and she kind of probably still has. She probably kind of still has morals, and she probably has like another direction, like, because everybody has their opinions, even the man's between each other. So, which is why Shane had a dispute between his father too. So yeah, which is pretty. So I think he's like probably for like the better part. Yeah, of course. So like the last decade, especially in recent years, especially with his son, he's definitely had disputes. I can already tell he's definitely had disputes and disagreements, and that led to turmoil between two of his kids. So yeah, I already know it's because, and especially because like I've been hearing also, and I had kept an eye on the MLW lawsuit as well, and and I saw and read that she had like influence, and she pushed top priority for that. So I guess that's why they had did with to which why they did to her. Vince gave the okay, orders to do what they did to her because yeah, I guess he probably pissed them off, and which is why they said they came out with a report and had said that she had a lack of a performance, and she wasn't doing what we particularly wanted, and yeah, which so we had to she had to get stripped from her abilities, and yeah, I can definitely say now that yeah, like Vince is one of those individuals that regardless of family, he does not look at how he's treated his wife. Look at how he's treated his wife. Like over the past 40 years. And I'm not surprised. I mean, from that alone too, and I'm not surprised that there's literally interviews and for it to play out on screen too. Like that's why you see Stacy Keibler there. Like the man he's all scared. He said that he's a skirt chaser, and he's played his fantasies out for the whole world, wrestling world to see on TV. He's had many altercations too. There's stories, and you can literally look back, in the Ruthless Aggression era too. There's segments of him with multiple divas. Stacy Keibler and Sable was married, and she kissed him. So I don't know how Brock was okay with that, but shit, I guess he gave him some kind of slap on the wrist, or like that shit. Brock gets off on it, or he probably got a pay raise, or whatever the fuck. That could be probably one of the reasons why he left, because he kissed Sable. But yeah, he's had. Just look at the segments on TV. He's had multiple like altercations, and like the fantasies between whether it's like the females involved in Stacy Keibler, Trish, Dawn Marie, and many others, off screen and on screen. So I'm not surprised there too, because like I said, I know like that he's a skirt chaser, because yeah, he's literally said it too on screen. And that's who he betrays himself to. He showed it last night. I mean, he showed it Friday night. Sorry, yeah, he showed it Friday night that he can pretty much do what the fuck he wants to do, and he can get away with it because why do you say? Because he's Vincent Kennedy McMahon. That's why he says what he says. Like y'all really need to click that into obscurity, because they know, which is why you reading the title is which is why I'm getting into. They know he knows that the board and the business side of things, that they need him. Like everybody has to get this into their mind, because I mean, yeah, you have like I said, you have the nerds and everybody else all over Twitter, and you have like midget nerds like JD. Like I said, I understand, because I don't like him creative either. He's a businessman at heart, and he cares only about money, and he's shown that. like the only he's not. I mean, yeah. When it comes to being a promoter and booker, that was not all in him, and it never was, because he's had pieces next to him that's given him that knowledge, like knowledgeable minds like Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. Like, yeah, that's why. Like, I mean, I can see why, because that's business 101. Like, if you put your name on the screen and make everybody believe that you're the greatest mind. Yeah, I can say that he's the greatest business mind, of course. But as far as being this whole thing about him being singing in praises about him being the best booker, like he's like the definitive booker, no. Like, that's pieces around him at the time and still continue to be. Which is why the WWE is so successful as it was. It's because he had pieces around him that actually had a passion for wrestling. Besides him, because like I said, he's even said it too, and the WWE has said it, that they're all sports entertainment. That he hates wrestling. He doesn't care for wrestling. He hates it. But yeah, like, they need him because he's not only is he's the leader. Like I said, you have wherever you have your disdain for, you have like the hate of the man, because like I said, I can give a fuck about what he's done, because yeah, the person that he's always had a hate for wrestling, and because of the person that he is behind closed doors, on screen and off screen. So I can give a fuck about giving him his praises, because like he had nothing to do with it. That was all it was individuals like JR, like Jim Ross and Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman. Those were the guys that put the work in and that made it where Vince Russo too. Like, people like to talk shit about Vince Russo, but he still had something to do with the Attitude Era. That's who I give my praises to. Like, I give a fuck Vince McMahon. He's a corporate. But yeah, that's why he's able to do the shit, because he's able to do the shit that he's able to do. It's because it's practically Hollywood. And he's the leader in stocks. Y'all don't know how, of course y'all don't know how business works, but that's business 101. That's how business works. He's a leader in stock, and he's been that since he's created the WWE. So shit goes south, and then when it comes out officially, like, that stock immediately plummets. We're either halfway. It's gonna be a problem. And it's going to be in turmoil, and shit's really going to get deep and serious. But people don't like to think about that shit, side of things. I do understand that, but yeah, you have the dumbasses who actually don't think about that. Because whether it's the disdain for Vince, because what he's doing the product. Like I said, I can understand that, because I'm an admirer of wrestling myself. But you have to also think about the business sort of things, and because you also have those nerds, because they have a certain bias too. Like and like whether they like indie wrestling or just practically midgets, regardless. Yeah, that's the only reason for that. But yeah, like I said, I can understand. But you have to have a logical thinking when it comes to situations like these. Like I said when talking about this the second time, of if Sasha is coming back with Vince out. He's not really out, and he's not going anywhere, at least for the time being. He's never gonna be going anywhere, and like I said, and if he does, they're gonna suffer. It's because he has the biggest stake in their stock, in the WWE stock. They're one of the biggest markets too on the New York Stock Exchange. But nerds don't look at the whole full picture. But yeah, like I said, I want him out too, but that's never gonna happen. He's always gonna have an influence. So he's always gonna be around WWE because he is the WWE, and the WWE is Vince. So plus they need him. It's business. It's bad for business. But that's that's pretty much all I had to say. That's another yet episode of which I'm now calling the Cosmic. Yeah, I'll probably change that, the Cosmic Chamber. But yeah, the Cosmic Chamber, another official episode of the Cosmic Chamber, and oh man, I'm thinking of something else to say, but because my mind's so scattered. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all Monday night. Stay blessed. I forgot also because I was thinking that's probably what I was thinking, but I also had another point to add. And of course, if y'all marks think, I mean, this obviously because I think there's some that obviously know, but like please, if y'all think for 1 second that if it's gonna be Triple H, it's also not gonna because it's not gonna be Shane McMahon. Also, I don't think it's gonna be Shane. Shane has been there where he hasn't been really involved like that. He has other ventures, and he's probably just really focusing to be with his family at this point in his life. Like he's in his 50s, just like in Triple H too. With all the health issues, extreme health issues, the way he's done to his body too, the pain that Triple H is in, they're not putting him in that position. He's not putting himself in that position to risk. And they're not putting him in that position regardless because he fucked up. He fucked up with the Wednesday Night Wars, so that's definitely not going down. So you can hush all that business. That's pretty much what I wanted to get out before I head out. But yeah, stay blessed.